With nuclear talks between global powers and Iran essentially dead in the water, and amid reports of Tehran advancing its uranium enrichment program, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reiterated his stance on the best way to deter Iran's nuclear ambitions.
The only thing that has credibly stopped rogue nations from developing nuclear weapons is a credible military threat or a credible military action. You can couple that with crippling economic sanctions, but that's not a sufficient condition. A necessary condition, and often a sufficient condition, is credible military action.
Speaking at a national security conference in Tel Aviv on Tuesday night, Netanyahu said that while sanctions and other actions have slowed down Iran's nuclear program, they're not enough.
The longer you wait, the harder that becomes. We've waited very long. In any case, I can tell you that I will do everything in my power to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. That is not merely an Israeli interest, it's an American interest, it's in the interest of the entire world.
As for the Americans, despite their top diplomat reiterating Washington's commitment that Iran never acquire a nuclear weapon, they struck a different tone.
We continue to believe that with regard to the nuclear program, the most effective, sustainable way to deal with the challenge it poses is through diplomacy, but in this moment, those efforts are on the back burner because Iran is simply not engaged in a meaningful way. But the door is always open to diplomacy.
A day earlier, Iran had denied recent reports that it increased its uranium enrichment to 84%, just a small step away from weapons-grade level of 90%.
Raising such issues in the media, which should normally be discussed in technical communication and bilateral meetings, is a sign of the International Atomic Energy Agency moving away from professionalism and its technical status. We strongly reject using the IAEA for political ends.
Meanwhile, Israeli media reported that Netanyahu held a series of secret discussions with Israel's top security brass aimed at ramping up preparations and readiness for a possible Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear program. The result of the meetings, according to the report, that Israel will act alone if the international community does not step in.